Welcome back to the show, kids. You are tuned in to Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear. We are rolling right along here with season 2, everybody. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, for checking us out, for sharing the show. We hope that you are, and for following all the podcasts there on Boink Studios YouTube, as well as wherever you enjoy getting your audio podcasts. Thanks much. We are rolling right along, as we said, with season 2. Can't wait to get into it. Big Tasty and I were talking off mic before we hit record here today. So we may have some differing opinions of the main character of this show, who I'm not a big fan of at the end of it. But it's okay. It all works out. We're still back in season 2, as you guys know. So things tend to get better. But at the end of this, I was not a big fan. Tasty, let's start with you for this episode. What did you think about this one overall?
This is definitely, I mean, this isn't typically a show to watch while you're hungry, but this episode, for sure, to watch while you're hungry. If you're ever planning a trip to Chicago to like go and visit some nice restaurants, this is a really good reference because I wanted to eat literally everything that was put on the screen in this. Well, except for the pasta that didn't work, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, this episode, it's just a nice time. We're in like the sort of, I don't want to say the calm before the storm, but like we're just like in the period where we get to just hang out with all the characters and like we get to see the process and like, but I mean there is a sort of a sad undercurrent which we'll talk about. But yeah, for the most part, it's just really nice food. That breakfast sandwich haunts my dreams.
Joe, to Tasty's point, I think we've used the term calm before the storm for a while because we're just used to the show being incredibly chaotic. But what do you think about this one coming into episode 3 here?
I think it's the first one that we get of any of the Bear where it's not a lot really happens, but we get a lot of character development and a lot of stuff hinted to that sets up stuff later on down the line. And yeah, it's basically food porn, this one. Like there's so much stuff. I was having my tea when I was watching it going, yeah, this is garbage.
This will only land for UK members of the listening audience here, but this is basically like a 40 minutes of that M&S advert.
Yep, sure is.
So Jay, you got that reference. So Jay, for going into this episode, I know you personally are expecting or waiting for everything, the bomb to kind of fall out, I'm sure. So when it didn't happen in this one, are you going, oh, crap, I just want to get it over with? Or where's your head at right now?
Well, there's cracks starting to show, isn't there? Like, certainly in the last scene of the episode, there's definitely stuff that you can see. There's a bit of tension building. Yeah, I think it definitely feels like they're kind of like building up to something big's about to like go wrong. Well, I suppose at the end of this episode, something big does go wrong because they have to smash the wall in. But yeah, like it's definitely building up towards that. I'm just very anxious for when that's going to happen, especially with the way the episode starts because it's Carmy and AA meeting again, isn't it? And last time when he did a big speech, it was like when shit's about to go wrong. So I was like, oh god.
I love the idea that Jay can't enjoy all these nice episodes because he's got this he's hanging over his head.
I'm so fucking anxious whenever I'm watching.
It doesn't help that every time we record, I keep reminding him things are going to go south eventually. I'm sure that's not helping anything. So, but it's all good. It's all good. So, well, kids, let's go ahead and get to it. As we said before, we're on season 2, episode 3, and this episode is called Sundae. And as we said many times before, since we started season 2 here, there are 10 episodes in this season, and the first one premiered, or all the episodes dropped, I should say, June 22nd, 2023. Let's put that back up there again. There we go. And this one's directed by Joanna Kalo with a story by Karen, Joseph Adcock, and Catherine Schetina, maybe. So a little bit of a reminder of where we were in episode 2, everybody. When the crew committed to reopen the restaurant in 12 weeks, construction and prep work ramped up fast. At the new restaurant, Carmy and Sydney began finalizing the vision while Natalie handled the project manager duties while keeping her pregnancy a secret. Richie, Fack, and Marcus clashed over how to strip paint and deep clean walls, a situation that ultimately involved Natalie, or Mom, being called in by Fack to save the day. The team later discovered mold behind the lockers, and Sydney invited Tina and Abraham to attend culinary school, giving them a shot at sous chef training. Carm opened Mikey's locker and found his old baseball cap, a quiet emotional moment that underlined the personal stakes of the episode. Sydney had dinner with her father, who voiced concerns about her gamble on the restaurant. And by the end of the episode, the renovation, chaos, financial pressure, mold, and emotional baggage made it clear that building the bear was going to be far harder than anyone hoped. Understatement of the season, I think. But that brings us into this episode, kids. We open with Carm in a meeting. As Jay alluded to earlier, it's a one shot of him, but we assume there's several people in the meeting with him. This is a good way to open. Jeremy Allen White doing his level best to bring this character to life, as he always does. He's being honest, sharing his story. I got to tell you guys, as we start off here, man, this shows just how far this character has come since season one. We kept saying in season one, no one's dealing with Mikey's death. And now Carm has fully embraced this notion of it's best to talk it out. It's best to get these things off my chest and out of my head. And thankfully, he's doing that here today. Jay, what do you think about this, the way this episode starts off?
Well, as I said, like the last time we had a scene like this, it was kind of like before all the shit hit the fan. So I was very I was very nervous about where this was going to lead. But I think it's it's kind of like echoed like what Carmy was saying in the last episode, where about like him not really being able to like not really knowing what to do when he's not like working, and not really being able to sort of disconnect from like when he's working. He just kind of like builds on that, doesn't he? Where he says like I had to Google what the word fun meant, and stuff like that. And you can see like he's clearly enjoying the process of like setting up the new restaurant, but also it's a massive drain on him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, to Jay's point, Joe, this everything he talks about here is very cool. I say very cool, but it's for this character who doesn't know how to enjoy himself. But he got a pop out of some of the people in the meeting. It looks like he's kind of putting up a mask of being lighthearted in front of them, but also what he's saying is pretty deep. You know what I mean?
It is. It's superficially deep. Though, is it? Like he's not talking to them about like the real problems that he's dealing with. It's still surface level stuff, but he's there. He's going, and sometimes it's easier to talk to strangers about personal things. You can't talk to Richie, can he? He can't talk to Fack about this. Like, who has he got? Just random people in this, in this church hall. And he's getting there. I mean, these bits are like tremendously monologue acting. Like, fair play to Jerry Almighty. Like, but it's I don't want to say that because they're not exposition dumps at all. It's just like a little. This is where we're up to, just so you keep up. Like, and he's but he's as we've said, like he's doing better, but he hasn't really dealt with it, and he's just thrown himself into something completely new.
Yeah.
It's not going to help.
Tacey, I like the line he gives of, he has to remind himself that the sky is not falling, that there is no other shoe, which is incredibly difficult because there is always another shoe. It's almost like what's the old saying? Hope for the best, but expect the worst. You won't be disappointed, or something like that.
Yeah, it's so he's talking about like a lack of confidence, almost like a lack of self belief. And like you say, he's always waiting for the rug pull, like for something to be snatched away, whether it be like like you think about like what we know about Carmy's past. Like he got this dream job in the top restaurant, and then like Joe McHale was a dick to him, so it ruined it for him. He wanted to be involved in the family business, but he didn't get a chance to until his brother passed. There's always been some sort of like caveat, like there's always been an amendment to the happiness for Carmy, hasn't there? There's always been some sort of like
footnote,
some sort of monkey's paw, like cursed, like extra wish. And he talks at the start of this. He follows on from what he alluded to last week in the last episode, where he says something about like he doesn't know what fun is. And then he foreshadows a bit as well, which maybe we'll explore this in a later episode. He says something along the lines of his family like ruined it for him.
Yes.
There's a sort of an implication of some family trauma, which maybe we'll see that. Who could possibly know?
And the fact that he gives them an out by saying, "I don't think my family meant to ruin it" or anything like that. I'm like, that's also a sign of he's being what the word I'm looking for is, he's being apologetic toward them because they are family. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and he's understanding that they maybe necessarily didn't do it out of spite or like purposefully, but like because of how his family. I think
it's just who they are.
Yeah, with Carmy, there was a lot of like he was the one, wasn't he? He was like, you know, in every big family and every family in particular, there's always the one that you always pin it all on. Like, oh, he's going to be the one who's going to make something, and he's going to, and then so there's a tendency for that person to get pushed a bit and to get sort of like Carm. You get the feeling with Carmy, he was driven like by his family to a point where, because he was good at this, so he kind of had to do it, and it sort of got pushed on him till maybe he didn't enjoy it anymore.
It's the role he took on because in the end he kind of felt like he had to, I suppose.
And there's a lot of that riding on Carmy that he's only doing this, like he said it a couple of times this season, like he feels like he's only doing this because he's good at it, not because he likes it.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well done. The thing about going to therapy, kids, especially if you've ever gone for like a traumatic event, you go for that reason because you're dealing with a traumatic event, which is what happened here. But you stay because then you're like, well, I'm here, I'm dealing with that, I might as well talk about these things as well. Next thing you know, you're dialed in and you're working not just on how do I get past this, but you're working on how do I get past everything else? How do I go from day to day to day? How do I process this, that, and the other, which may be connected to the traumatic event, but maybe they're not.
To use a seasonally appropriate metaphor, it's like if you've got like a big tangled ball of Christmas tree lights, and you're working on like what you think is like the big knot that's like causing all the problems, and you get that undone and you realize, oh no, it's actually these like 5 or 6 other little tangles that are causing all the issues that are still here.
I like that actually. Yeah, very seasonally appropriate. Yeah,
it's one of my favorite Futurama quotes as well. Tangled up Christmas tree lights and unlabeled booze. Yeah.
We see 11 weeks to open on the screen, and we see Sydney behind a keyboard. She's looking at restaurants in the area that are closing due to COVID-19. One by one, we see closings. The last one read, Michelin star couldn't save them, closing after 3 years, and it's at that point that Sydney closes laptop. We know that she wants the star, and Carm doesn't care about that star. He doesn't want it, but Sydney's hell-bent on getting it. So, yeah.
I forgot about COVID completely. Like everyone saw.
About being in the show? I totally forgot.
No, just in general, like how much damage it did. I've moved on since then.
And what's particularly tragic as well, and one thing that like you get the sense of when they show this little montage of like all the restaurants shutting. A lot of these places are like local legends, like places that have been open for 20, 30 years, you know, and they've become like institutions.
Mom and pop places, isn't it?
And a lot of these places are like mom and pop, like owner operated, you know, like small businesses. Now, when places like these shut, they don't ever reopen again because the people who run these businesses and the people who end up having to close them, they only have so much like either financial like reserves or like mental and physical reserves. So like a lot of these people, they can't pick themselves up again and just dust themselves off and do another one. Either they don't have the money to do it, they don't have the sort of the mental resources to do it, they don't have the sort of the mental health to do it. You know, like these people put everything into these businesses, and then when they close, that's their shot. They're done. They go and do something else. They go get a job for someone. And think about how many like fantastic chefs and, you know, opportunities and wonderful places have just gone because these people had their one chance and it didn't quite work for whatever reason, and that's it. The world never got to see him again.
I have in my notes.
I watched enough Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares to know that like the amount of money people throw into stuff, they've got their houses on the line, they've got like their kids' college funds, everything thrown into it, and if it doesn't work, that's it. It's gone. Poof. You've nothing to come back from.
I have in my notes to ask you guys if you lost a favorite food spot where you are because of COVID.
You know, I don't know if it was because of COVID, but Jay, I'm still not ready to talk about Lucha Libre.
No, me either. Me either.
So there was wrestling. There was like a wrestling themed.
There's one in Manchester stuff.
No, there isn't. No, that went years ago.
Did that go years?
I've never heard of that. Yeah.
It was a wrestling team.
They started in
Called
Manchester,
Lucha
didn't
Libre. No, it started in Liverpool. It
Yeah.
started around the corner from literally where I live. And it was phenomenal. They did the best, like little, really authentic. They had for Liverpool, it was big. They had a chef who was actually Mexican doing the cooking. So it was like authentic ingredients, like really authentic recipes.
So good.
The best tacos, like soft tacos. Oh my god, I would kill for them. I would kill for them right now, and I've just had my tea. Yeah, I'm still not ready to talk about the loss of Lucha Libre.
Yeah, they had a dark kitchen during COVID, and I upset Tasty so many times by sending him pictures of it because he was outside the boundary of it, so he couldn't get it delivered.
Just walk down to the boundary. Come on, just drop it to me. Just throw it as you drive past.
Literally, it was like real close to me. I was just like, yes.
There was a lovely Italian restaurant who catered my wedding for us, and yeah, they it's now a play school. It's now a kindergarten.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
interesting. Well,
and what happens when all these places get wiped off the map? It's not like more great independents open. It's the chains come in, and it's like the big businesses, the
chains
Starbucks
come in, or flats.
Yeah,
same here. Same here. It's the exact same. Dude, there's been so much housing go up in the town I live in. Every time they graze an open field and rip down 80 trees, I'm like, it's housing. Sure enough, every time. Like, I can't wrap my head around it. Meanwhile, you can't afford to live. I don't get it. I don't get it. So Carmen and Syd are having this conversation, and she says, you know what a lot of restaurants suck at? He takes a beat. And he says, how much time do I have to answer that question? And she says, desserts. And she says, do we have any miles? And he says, yes, Pete at United. So there's Pete.
See, is that Pete?
I think that's Pete, isn't it? Or is it not?
I don't know, because I thought if they're using Pete for his air miles, that sounds about right.
It does, right? I can't recall what he does for a living.
He'll give it to him.
Yeah, for sure. He says, can we use him? He's like, of course. She said, can I pitch you something crazy? And Carmen knows. He goes, we send Marcus somewhere? Well, so maybe not crazy. No, I think that's smart. And then he asked about his mom, and she's like, well, I think she's stable, but I don't know. And I was just thinking it might be good to send him somewhere wild. And then, of course, like wild, like Copenhagen. And then, boom, they're in sync this whole conversation. He says, yeah, I got spots there. She says, I figured you would. Yeah.
Well, they're cooking, aren't they? They're still working on this menu together.
They are.
And they've radicchio and rosemary.
It's a marinated radicchio, burnt grapefruit.
Yes. A little bit of chili.
Like a squashy, pumpkin-y sort of sauce. It looks like by the color or something like that.
Yeah.
Carm spits it out immediately. He did this in the last episode, I think. Didn't he spit it out in the last episode because they couldn't get it right?
So either they've got either Carm's got like a really exacting palate and he's looking for something very specific, or they really suck at food. Because all right, okay, I get it if you put a dish together. I get it if you miss the mark like a little bit, like I could do with a little bit more seasoning. But like to make it so bad that you can't swallow it.
Well, both times it was Sydney had put too much of something in, wasn't it? Like
too much salt in this one.
Yeah. Previous one was too much acid, too much acidity, and then this one was too much salt. And then obviously she's then fucks up the ravioli at the end of the episode. So again, it's clearly it feels like it's something that they've obviously kind of alluded to in the previous season, that Sydney's trying to do a lot of walking before she can, a lot of running before she can walk.
Feels like she's reaching for something. Like she's reaching for something that if she hits it, it's going to be incredible. Like the short rib, like the short rib was incredible, and she's reaching for it again. Like she's trying to push the boundary, and the problem with pushing the boundary is if you don't hit it, you really fucking miss it. Like
fly off into space. Yeah. Also, he can't have that exacting a palate because he smokes. Like,
well, that's what he says. Doesn't he? He literally says like, "Are our palates fucked? Like, are they so without." Are they so deep in the sauce that not that sauce, but like the sauce that they can't like see the wood for the trees anymore? Like I think
you've been making that dish over and over and over again. You're gonna make the mistakes because you're trying to correct one thing and you forget something else. And their idea is solid to go out and just. This is a fun day Sydney has. This is like a dream. I was like, and my wife's going, we could go out and do this. I'm like, yeah, but. It's not me eating a big ice cream on my own, is it? Listening to Aswad, like.
Yeah, and talking about cigarettes screwing up your palate. I have memories of kissing an ex-girlfriend not because I was kissing her, but because she tasted like cigarettes every time. She chain smoked. To this day, I remember the taste of it. Like, at some point, you gotta stop kissing me. I can't handle this no more. Oh God, it's nasty. You know what I mean? To me, it is.
It is.
Not to them. Have you guys ever smoked? Anyone here like an ex-smoker?
Yeah,
Really?
that's right.
Man, all y'all.
Yeah. There's
See,
that
nowadays-
bit later on where
nowadays
Sydney's
the
walking down the alley.
Nowadays, it's like kissing strawberry cloud or something. Or whatever
Kipling's
the
fog.
fuck these-
No, that bit where she's walking down the alley, she's trying to poach those lads. Like, that's the best place in the world, is that piss-soaked alley behind the restaurant where you get 10 minutes to yourself to have a smoke. Like, there's no place on earth quite like it.
Well, they talk about the pallets were screwed up, like you guys said. And he says, we need to go out, try some stuff like a reset. And she immediately says, you're sending me home? And I thought, put your guard down. It's okay. You're doing fine. You know what I mean? Like, you
Why
guys
is
are
it
trying to figure
so afraid of going home.
Yes, she is.
She's not. They've only got 11 weeks. You've got to be on it constantly, haven't you?
And also, this
Like,
is born out of, like, as I'm sure you're aware, Joe. This is born out of like what I call hospitality trauma, where like you get sent home if you're not good enough. Like,
Yes. Yeah. I can work. I'm only bleeding on one hand. I can still work. Yeah.
like 9 fingers. Like,
I'm only missing the one finger. Yeah. Says, I'm not sending you home. I'm sending us out for inspiration. It's going to take me about an hour to clean this up. We'll meet at Kasama. Am I getting that right? Just watch the episode. She says, sounds good. Kasama, yeah. And he makes a point to stop her, and he says, it was really almost perfect.
so do you want some Kasama facts? I've got some Kasama trivia.
I got a bunch of them, but go ahead.
So it was awarded a Bib Gourmand in 2021. It was awarded a Michelin star in 2022, making it the world's first Filipino restaurant to earn a Michelin star.
Yeah.
It originally started as a cafe concept, so like which is what Sydney goes to, and we see. And then during after the COVID-19 pandemic, as a response to labour shortages, they began offering a tasting menu. So they sort of scaled back. Yeah, and I went onto their website, and the breakfast sandwich that Sydney gets, which is longaniza. It's I butchered the pronunciation of that. It's like a Filipino sausage, egg and cheese. So that's a sausage, egg and cheese sandwich that she gets is $12.
Yeah, but I would.
No, I mean, I'm saying that's ridiculous. I would pay double that for that because it looks like absolute heaven. The hash brown's £3. Hash brown's $3.50. It's £2 for a hash brown from McDonald's these days.
And that's a wedge of a hash brown as well. That.
Yeah.
A proper hash brown.
Oh, just when she goes in, there's all them sausages on the grill. It looks so good.
They look good.
Yeah, we hear Goodbye Girl by Squeeze playing as we see Tina looking like a pro. She got the chef hat, the jacket. She's starting her day. She's at the lockers. She turns to look at one of them. We suspect that maybe Abraham's not there, and sure enough, we see him outside that building. He's looking at the sign that says Kendall College, Ignite Your Passion. He turns around and walks away. And
so again, little Kendall College fact for you. I'm sorry, I'm full of the facts today. So apparently, someone wrote in response to this episode in GQ magazine that this is quote maybe the most insane part of the season. They send Ibrahim and Tina to culinary school and continues to pay them hourly to do it. Kendall College charges about $8,500 for tuition, and it takes about a year to pass that course. Tina spends a couple months there, like she doesn't even do a full semester, and Ibrahim drops out. So including the hourly rate they're paying them while they're still there, they probably spent about $20,000 on the two of them to do that.
wow, that's insane.
I'd be driving Ibrahim there and dropping him off like his mum. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'd be
Waving him to the
outside.
front door.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be here when you finish.
Yeah, I'll be out here waiting on you.
See him sneaking out the back. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
For people who haven't got, I've had to ask Uncle Jimmy for money to
Yes.
40
Yeah,
grand.
They got the $500,000, haven't they? So
Yeah, well,
You
to
could
save
get
money.
You could get that door handle with that.
I was just going to say the door. You beat me to it. Yeah.
they're investing in people, Joe, not door
I
handles.
know. But if Abraham's not going, I'm taking my pound of flesh. I'm sorry.
You best be going to Italy to get that damn handle.
Can afford the better handle now because, get his money back if he can.
You could have flown him to Italy to pick up the handle and flown him back instead of paying him to go to culinary school.
Sydney is back at the keyboard posting a job for full-time cook at the restaurant. Description reads executive sous chef. Did you guys catch that? I thought, am I looking at this wrong? But maybe it was, I don't know. Maybe it was, I took it out of context. But she's posting for other positions as well. At the restaurant, we see the countdown on the wall and reminder that every second counts. Manny and Angel are still doing demo, and Sugar is there.
Angel doing the Lord's work, man. They are putting the shift in.
Oh,
Big
come
time.
on. When your job's washing up all day, hitting stuff with hammers is like a good release.
Just deconstructing. Tina's cleaning her station at the school, and she looks over where Abraham would have been, so there's still subtle nods. A lot of montages in this episode, kids. Just brace yourselves.
Even Rocky.
I love this bit. We see Richie with this kid getting her out of the car. This is Eva.
I swear to God. Right. Did you notice when he lifts her out of the car, that cork is still in the back of the car?
It
He
is.
didn't return from the first episode because it's Richie. I'll just do that later. Throw it in the back of the car.
It is. This is
And, like, the thing he's struggling with as well when we first come to the scene is he's like fighting with something, and it turns out he's like trying to unclip her from her car seat. So he's actually accidentally locked his child into their car seat.
those safety locks too are not fun. This is Eva, played by Annabelle Toomey, and yes, she's still a much better actor than little Henry Lasso.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
She's not as good as Roy Kent's niece, but she's
No.
better than Henry.
She's not as good as Phoebe, better than Henry.
Phoebe, I couldn't remember her name. Yeah.
Yeah, better than Henry.
Nobody is. Yeah.
A quick shot of the clutter in the back seat. That's the caulk that you just mentioned. All the way back to episode 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. They have a little conversation. It's really good. And ask how her mom's doing. She says, good. Yeah, they got stuck on a Zoom. Do you know what that's about? She says, got a promotion. Uncle Frank is proud of her. So am I. So we had a little party. And he goes, Frank, huh? And she's like, yeah, and Mom got a raise too, which is why Uncle Frank got the good cake from Weber's.
Actually, I looked this up. I'm assuming Tasty's got facts.
All I know is Weber's is a bakery opened in 1930, so it's like an old ass bakery, like proper institution.
I'm on their website now, and whoa,
famous for its range of courts and donuts. Apparently,
it's not fancy looking, but it's fit looking. Like it's proper big cakes and donuts, and it's not like little foo-foo bits. It's like, here's some cake, you're having it. But yeah,
He says that's awesome that Mom got a promotion. She's a hard worker, and that's important, right? And she says, yeah, but you still have to pay child support because fair is fair. So she's obviously mocking what she's heard. He says, I love taking care of you. I always will. You know that. And she says, yeah, I know, Daddy. He says, all right, give me a hug. And gets the backpack going. So I'm going to wait till you go inside. He says, I love you, Eva. Oh, and Eva, she stops and he says, I love Taylor Swift too. I just needed a break, I
mean, this is like another like kick in the dick for Richie, isn't it? Like this is like another sort of reminder that like the world's passing him by. Like everyone's leaving him behind. Like his ex-wife is like moving up in the world. She's getting promoted. Yeah, she's successful. What's he doing? He's making the same dick jokes in the same kitchen with the same 4 guys that he was doing it with 10 years ago.
He's humanized. I love seeing this guy humanized. He's a softie at heart, especially with his kid.
And you can tell he genuinely like that when he hugs her. He's like, there's a moment where he doesn't want to let her go.
Yeah,
but I think when he spends time with his daughter, especially, it's when he reflects and like it's when he feels like a loser, like because he's when he's in the restaurant, when he's breaking balls, he's the most confident guy in the room. But when you see him like with his family or thinking about his daughter or talking to his daughter, that's when his reality slaps him in the face and was like, yeah, you're not good enough for her, mate. And that's when he starts to feel it. I think it's when you see again. Even Moss Backrack does like his facial expressions and his body language
so
phenomenal, like absolutely phenomenal. He manages to sell like Richie as like an overconfident asshole, and Richie as like a kicked puppy who just wants to have a sit down and a cry.
Do you think he didn't return the cork because of laziness, or because he would have to admit he was wrong?
A bit of both. I think his life is just generally that chaotic that like he probably just threw it in the back of his car and like was like, I'll get around to that, and it just got buried under like.
I'm bad to do that with things.
A lot of Wendy's wrappers, yeah.
Back at Carmy's place, Claire calls him. She's upset that he gave her a fake number, and she should be. And I'm sorry.
I know all. I know all your family and all the facts.
All the
There are
facts.
a lot of them.
He goes, you know all the facts? She goes, yeah, I know all the fucking facts, and they're going to come beat you up. He said, well, there are a lot of facts. Oh my God, I love that.
There are.
But again,
I'm
not justifying the Carmy fake number thing, but I think this is him. This is his like act of self-sabotage for himself.
Yeah.
This is him trying to remove that temptation from his life.
He needs to
because if Claire never gets in touch with him, then he doesn't have to make that choice, does he? He doesn't have to go down that road.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're doing it at the expense of somebody else. And
I'm not saying he's doing it going about it the right way. What he's doing is he's absolving himself of responsibility by taking that decision away from himself, but in a way that hurts somebody else, which is not cool.
You ever been given a fake number by a girl?
I've never been given a number by a girl.
Shut up.
Well, I got 3 once, and like 5 more, it would have been a full number.
I like how Joe makes out he's not like a real human and everything. You know what I mean? Come on now.
Joe, it reminds me of that scene in Peep Show where that woman gives David Mitchell her phone number, and he's like, "Oh, this is one number too short," and then she's like, "No, it's not," and he's like, "Oh no, it's not. Actually, yes."
It's like that scene from Tommy Boy when he's making up a phone number. He's like, "Did
that
I
a
hear
niner?
a niner?" Yeah.
I do that a lot, to be honest.
Oh man. And she's like, I just want to know about, did you really not want me to have it? And then, of course, he stutters because he's lying when he says, I want you to have my number. He doesn't. And she says, okay, say that one more time. So he says it clearly. And she says, okay, cool. Are you busy today? Carm looks around at all those Post-it notes in the kitchen. And he stutters again.
Top one there was like phone fridge man as well.
I missed that one. Oh, I wish there was a note that said buy more Post-it notes. That'd be great. She's all right, could you just not make this weird? Like I just need a favor. My cousin bailed on me. He goes, what, Big Denny? She goes, no, Big Denny's dead. He goes, oh, damn. And yeah, it totally sucks. But I had to move all this shit from my mom, who was not dead. The writing in this dialogue is fantastic.
That matter of factness, yeah, he's dead, but I've got to move his shit. Like, no. There's no sympathy.
I love it.
Like, yeah.
But again, this speaks to Claire and who she is. Like, she works in the ER. Like, she's around death all the time.
Constantly, yeah.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, so they're really big boxes. I need a really big car. Do you still have that van? He goes, yes. No, we do. We still have that van. I am in. She said, really? Yeah, yeah,
big
really.
Hot dog with a T-shirt sellotape to it in the back. We might have to remove first.
Oh, some traces of Ecto Cooler back there too. And so I'll take you the address. So I know where it is. Are you sure? Because I'm worried about your number issue. That's a great line. Oh, so I know where it is. You know what? I'll give my address to Fac. Carmy laughs. Then he can give it to you. Does that sound good? And then he can punch you in the face. Does that sound good? I said, no, I don't need Fac. He told me you guys are really close and he's your best friend. Fac said that? He's not my best friend. She says, really? He is. He's probably my best friend. You had to think about it for a second. That's great.
It's just, I love the fact that this isn't even a scene that we see of Fac talking to Claire. Because when I think Fac and Claire are the same thing, like Fac loves Claire.
Yeah.
Like he genuinely, not in a lustful way, just
in like a sister sort of way. Like
in like a, I get to hang out with the cool kids sort of way.
She's like his little sister, and he's like he's quite protective of her. And
and Sugar's the big sister. Yeah. Well, Sugar's mum, isn't she? Yeah. But it's just this entire conversation and he's just been bigging Carmy up, like, oh yeah, I'm his best pal. Yeah, we work together. Yeah, I'm joining his band. I play keyboards. Like, Fac's done all this.
But again, there's a sense of like sadness in here. Like Carmy doesn't know who his best friend is.
I'm a grown man. I don't have a best friend. Like,
Carmy doesn't know who his friends are. Like he doesn't really have friends. Like he has Fac, who's the guy who fixes things in his restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like he said, he's dedicated everything he's had to it. Like sleeping 2 hours a night.
How much he's like fucked his life.
To
be in this position. How much he got to show for it? Like a restaurant that's bleeding money out the ass and a debt he's never going to pay off to his weird mob uncle.
Right.
He's lucky if he lives with his knees. Yeah.
Right. She says, well, I'll see you soon. He's like, all right, bye. She tells him bye. He says bye. As soon as he hangs up, he goes, fuck.
Did you notice that all the way through that there was these clocks just immediately after every second counts?
Yeah. I'm just thinking, just
pressure
tell
of the
her.
clock behind it.
Just tell her, man. Just freaking tell her. Even if you're rude, being rude's better than giving a phony number. Just tell
Can't
her.
do it today. Sorry, I've got something else planned on. I'll do it
Yes.
tomorrow.
Yes. Or you want to come pick the van up? Do you have someone that can drive it? I'll let you use it. But like, nah, couldn't do that. It's weird. I don't know.
Sabotage.
Yes.
But no,
See-
but he's trying to live on like this like dual, like this is going to collapse horribly at some point, isn't it? He's trying to live this like double life where he's like, what if I can have everything I want? What if I can have the business and the professional life, but also what if I can be happy in my personal life? Because I don't think he's ever been happy in his. He's never been happy in any facet of his life, has he? But especially,
Not
I don't think he's ever been happy in his personal life, and I don't think he's ever managed to put any time aside for love or for someone who he cares about. And I think that's why he's scared of. Like that's why he gave her the fake number. That's why that's why he says literally when he hangs up he says fuck, because he doesn't know how to navigate this. He doesn't know what to do in this situation because he's never been. He's always been like professional life. We'll shut everything else out and we'll just be the chef and we'll do the restaurant. But now he's like you say, he's slowly coming around to this realization that this isn't gonna make him happy because it never has and it probably never will. So now he's got to maybe look for happiness in other avenues, and maybe this is the one. And yeah, he's doing it, and it's he's not being responsible about his situation and his feelings, and he's maybe trying to. His idea is it's the British sitcom, isn't it? He's taking two women out on a date to the same.
I was going to say,
and he's running between the two tables trying to
Mrs.
keep them both
Doubtfire
happy.
taught us that, yeah.
Jay, what do you think about Claire so far?
Mrs. Doubtfire tried to kill Bronholm. Just want to point that out.
I like Claire. She seems very to the point. Like she can see through a lot of Carmy's bullshit and when others can't. And I'm guessing that's going to be like a big that's going to play a big part later in the season, I imagine.
Do you think she'd be good for Carmy? Someone like Claire?
Yeah, because she seems quite grounded, whereas he's obviously very chaotic. She seems very like down to earth, and that's probably what he needs.
To borrow from the kids, would you ship them?
Would I ship them? Yes.
Ship them? What?
I
To
don't
like
know.
Yeah,
Australia?
I don't know what that means.
For crimes? What? Is that a thing now?
It's okay, granddads. It's fine. Don't worry.
All right now.
But the thing is, as well, like they're both incredibly stressful jobs, but hers is life and death, and his is the souffle doesn't rise. You know what I mean? Like,
he thinks it's life and death. Like,
yeah, but it really isn't.
I think she seems to have like a better handle on the chaotic side of her job, though, from what we can see.
Yeah,
you can just imagine like Carmy, like say they were in a relationship together, and like Carmy comes in for work, and like she's like, "Oh, how was work today, honey?" And he's like slamming doors, like, "Oh, fuck, shit, bollocks!" Like the fucking duck was dry, and like the fucking sauce split, and she's like, "Yeah, I held a man's hand while he died."
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
I have to manually rip into a guy's chest and squeeze his heart to get it going again.
Yeah.
Grow up.
He's like, my sauce split, and she's like, "Yeah, I saw the man, the life leave a man's eye."
While she's eating a pot noodle.
Yeah, he says my saw split, and she goes, "I pulled a saw from a man," so I don't know what you're talking about. You know. Back to Sydney. "Secret Teardrops" by Martin Rev is playing as Sydney
There's
walks
some
into.
beautiful music, as always.
Always.
But there's some great music in this episode.
Yeah, she walks into Kasama. We were talking about this earlier, and by the way, the fact that this restaurant is empty is impossible.
I'm just about to read that. I got
the place it's never empty with lines that wrap around the building supposedly. But yeah, she's texting Carm, who is not answering. That's fun.
Did you read the above messages?
Fax coming. Does he even have tools?
It's a fact thing.
It's from before, yeah. And yeah, great that he hasn't answered. Way to go, boss. And I'm telling you, I'm not up on this guy in this episode. I am not a fan of his in this episode. She orders several items, and I'll list in my notes, "Man, I'm hungry," because it was 9:20 yesterday morning when I'm watching this. And she's reading "Leading with the Heart" by Coach K when she's brought her food. Of course, Coach K is a big-time college basketball coach, a legend, one of the best to ever do it. But it's Duke, and I hate Duke. So we as Extension hate Duke, and don't none of y'all disagree. The waiter comes up and says, "Here you go, courage and confidence." And she says, and he says, "The book." Coach K fan? No, but my daddy got it for me. It's a Krzyzewski thing. Courage and confidence leads to decision making. Sure. And then he says, go Devils. Syd is not a people person. She is socially awkward to a huge degree. And like, I don't really feel it all the time. But from this, I'm like, yeah, she is socially awkward in front of people she doesn't know.
Yeah, that,
She's
and I
also,
think she's
in
a bit
this episode, she's wearing a T-shirt with the 1991 NBA Chicago Bulls when they were in the finals, like that team, which was like Jordan and Rodman.
Oh,
and
I wondered what that was.
all those guys on it, Pippen, and
I thought it was them little football people with the big heads. That she collect.
Yeah. Socially awkward. She checks her phone, still nothing from Carm. Total bullshit. He's left her hanging. I'm just saying. She eats and she's taking notes. Carm finally texts her, sorry, have to bail today. Keep jamming on hiring or just take the day off, whatever you want. She gives it a thumbs up, but she is not happy, of course. Like, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. Like we said, Carm could have asked someone else to take the van, could have asked Fact, or he could have just said, hey, I'd love to help, but I can't. But if you have someone who can pick up the van, they're welcome to. But,
yeah, but he wanted to spend time with Claire.
He does.
It wasn't about the van, Tom. The van is secondary. It's about.
And I think also the fact
But you are also leaving Sydney behind.
Yeah.
She's a grown woman. She's in a restaurant. She's not gone to like the
Moon.
I don't know the Outer Hebrides.
But see, by the end of this, I'm completely on Syd's side because I feel the way she feels in the end, where she feels isolated, like he forgot all about her.
Mm. And it does get worse towards the end. Like,
yeah,
I will say that I don't think. All right, it's a bit of a douchey thing to not text her back, but he does text her back, and he's honest. He says, "Look, I can't make it today. Something else has happened." And to be fair, she just gets to go around Chicago, spending presumably the company money on delicious food for the whole day.
Yeah, what a dream!
That'd be great.
What a bastard Carmy is.
You're not going to find much sympathy for me that she gets to do that for the day.
Yeah.
Like, later on, fair enough, we'll get there. But you know,
that was like my dream day, except for like the bit where she goes down the alleyway and gets shouted at by the chefs.
It's true. 25 Miles by Edwin Starr is playing. It's a great song. Edwin Starr is a legend, by the way. We get a quick montage of Chicago. Syd's on the train, and we see her posting a job position. She's noticing a restaurant that's closed up. Then we see her in a market. She speaks to someone behind the counter. This is Rob Levitt, the head butcher and chef de cuisine at Publican Quality Meats, who we'll see again a little bit later. As the montage continues, we see her talk to Naya, I think, who is played by an actor credited simply as CG. So I think that's the only thing that actress goes by. We also see her going into Verdana French Bistro. This is a fictional place, but the scenes were filmed at the real 2 Michelin-starred Chicago restaurant Ever, which they actually mentioned by name, I think, at one point in here. She's talking to old friends. We see her go into a restaurant called Avec, where she talks to the real-life acclaimed chef and restaurateur Donnie Madia, co-founder of One Off Hospitality. There's a huge story to this, if you guys know it. I didn't realize how deep it went, but it goes very deep. And Avec is a very real, acclaimed Mediterranean-inspired restaurant in Chicago, known for its rustic, wine-focused small plates like chorizo stuffed dates. Interesting. And rustic design, operating for 2 decades as a beloved staple for locals and tourists alike, with multiple locations in the city. So, yeah, successful to say the least. Yeah. So, does anyone else have the backstory about Madia? Because I've got it here in front of me.
No. I knew they were all real people.
Yeah.
They can't act.
Right. So, before he co-founded One Off Hospitality, Madia was struggling at his job at the Chicago Board of Trade and looking for a different career path. That led him to spend a year working at Mr. Beef, the River North sandwich shop that inspired this show. And it's a little like how Uncle Jimmy helped Carmy and Syd in The Bear. Mr. Beef owner Joseph Zucchero helped Madia open his first restaurant, Blackbird, in 1997. Mr. Beef was the River North sandwich shop, as we said, that inspired The Bear. Zucchero loaned him money, which Madia and his partners paid back, and introduced him to his alderman, his insurer, and other investors. The two were friends for over 30 years until Zucchero died in March at the age of 69. In June 2020, Madia and One Off made the hard decision to close Blackbird during the pandemic. So they've interwoven a lot of that in here, of course.
Yeah.
The Bear creator, Christopher Storrs, also spent time working at Mr. Beef and the Board of Trade, and became friends with Zucchero's son, Chris, who has made several cameos on the show. Now we're caught up, and I need a nap because that was big. So there you go.
I don't know why, but I want to go to Mr. Beef.
There's a line that I think it is Donnie who says something to Sydney, which again, very sort of very sensible thing. So he says something like, oh, talking about restaurants that closed, and a lot of them just he says like, oh, they thought that just being really good would save them.
Yeah.
You've got it's not just your food. You've got to make sure your hospitality and everything is goes above and beyond, or something.
He says
like that,
overwhelming, doesn't he?
Overwhelming, yeah.
That's a good point.
But like that's a really good point, because like I think a lot of people when they start a business, they think, oh yeah, because again, this is important because as we just discussed, Sydney, maybe she might be a good chef, but she's not a very good people person. You wouldn't trust her to host a service, would you? You know, she can't talk to anybody. But like a lot of people just think, oh, I'll just go into this because I'm really good at it, and like all I need to do is be technically proficient at doing this thing, and the people will come and it'll be great. And that very seldom is the case. Like places like Starbucks thrive and become multinational chains, while places that serve excellent food and drink close every day because they don't get the little things right, and they're the things that are important.
Yeah, food. It is the food she's eating, like pizza, ribs, salad, fries. It all looks amazing, and
that
you
pizza
guys
looked
amazing.
And thin crust in Chicago, I found interesting, but it looked good.
Deep dish is horrible.
I disagree.
Thin crust in Chicago is very thin. It's like almost crunchy cracker, like
crispy. Yes. But it's wood fired, weren't it?
The place said it was tavern style, didn't it?
Tavern style. Yeah.
So I love how we see like the sort of the spread of like she's in like Michelin star restaurants eating like there's like caviar and foie gras and like micro range dishes, and then some fella just hands her a slice of pizza out of a hole in a wall.
Yeah, and that massive tray of ribs, like a greasy spoon.
Yeah. You notice that when she's watching the kitchen staff in that one restaurant, and she is taking notes about how they're talking to each other, and I'm like, boy, this is not what you come from at the beef, is it? Because like screaming and cursing and throwing and stabbing and stuff breaking.
It's your before service thing of.
Is this where they interspace like the shots from her past as well?
Yeah. I think that's when she's eating the ice cream, isn't it?
I thought it was when she was eating the pizza.
Could be. Also, genuine question.
They cut in like the short rib as well, don't they? They show a bit of her short rib, like her making that and plating that up, which is.
In the background, I know that Chicago's got like the high train system because the Blues Brothers drive underneath it. But at one point, a train goes in the background, and it's like a double-decker train.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? I know it is in like Germany and stuff.
Yeah,
but
they have them like Amsterdam, don't they? And like
I know. I genuinely was like, all right, didn't know that existed over there. Well done.
It's AI. I'm just kidding.
Don't.
It's good. Yeah, and they had he has the conversation with her like we just said, and that line about overwhelming is really good. And he says, make sure you have a great partner, someone you can trust. But she's. What started is like, look, even if I acquiesce and say, at least he texted her, and she's a grown woman, little by little by little, the mention of a partner is starting to build. And for her, she's already a little neurotic, maybe just a little bit.
So the example that the guy gives her is our partner stole all the money and ran off to Hawaii.
Yeah, the butcher.
Now Carmy's a long way from that happening.
Oh yeah, we hope so, right?
But
that's how the show's going to end.
But every journey starts with a step, doesn't it? Like
it's 1,000 cuts, yeah.
And like it's just that little seed of doubt, that little one crack in the window that from especially what happens later in the episode.
Yeah, but one person plants that seed, and all these other people are watering it. It's
Yeah, it's like as soon as she mentions that, it's like because. She starts a lot of it by talking about how it's her doing it, and then as soon as she mentions a partner, everyone kind of like treats it differently a bit as well. Yeah,
right.
And I'm assuming they've all been burnt, isn't it?
Yeah, but also I think that Carmy, like as we see later in the episode, still doesn't see her as a partner. He sees her as like an employee.
Yes,
100%.
Yeah, that's the difference.
And he still treats her like an employee, and that's fine if she's still an employee. But if he's serious about it being a partner, then like he needs to give her that responsibility and like give her that trust.
When she's talking to Naya again, she says, "Congrats on going solo." She goes, "Thank you." It's not exactly like solo, but you know. And she goes, "How not exactly solo?" "Oh, I have a partner." "Okay, cool. What's your profit share?" And she says, "Not like that. We're just working together." She goes, "Ah, got it. Been there."
Yeah.
And Sydney's like, "And?" "Well, just, you know, listen to your gut." And I'd forgotten all of this, by the way. I didn't remember any of this episode. I'm just saying.
It's
So,
because it's a kind of now episode, and nothing
It is.
major happens, but it does also sew up all those things. Yeah, and it's like restaurant people, wrestling promoters, music promoters, all carnies. Just
All carnies.
all carnies.
yeah, it's true. Sydney's trying to get a hold of Carm because, again, this thing's building for her. And she's like, "You know what? I'm calling him now." But, of course, he's not answering. She checks her phone, and no one's applying for the position. She makes a call, and we see Marcy and Fax strolling to move a stove, and Sydney's calling Marcus.
Why is Fack put his foot on
He's got his foot on it.
this-
Pull! He's got his foot on it. He's like, you can't pull it if your foot's on it.
And she calls Marcus. Says, "Did anybody come through?" And he said, "Oh, just like 15. Oh, looking for jobs?" Marcus is like, "Looking for permits."
A lot
Wait,
of reps.
permits? Yeah, so many reps. So, any new hires roles? I said, "No, just people that weren't nice." "Yeah, fake people that weren't nice."
I heard that, she says. Because Fax just yelling in the. Oh, he's
Yeah.
so good.
I love Fack. He's the best
Marcus,
guy.
something I want to run by you later. He says, "Okay, looking forward." And she says, "Okay, bye." And Fat goes, "Just, by the way, was this improvised? This felt improvised to me."
Probably.
I'm under the belief that every scene that Matthew Matheson's in is something. Like they don't just give him a script. He just says, "Can I be in this scene?" And he's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
okay."
He just wanders into shot and they can't stop rolling. So
It almost
yeah.
felt like Marcus was supposed to say, "All right, looking forward to it."
Oh, it's
And he
great.
just did that. And Fat goes, "Did you say looking forward?" "Yeah, I don't know. I've never said that before in my whole life." "You're looking forward. Why don't we push this? Why don't we look forward to that?" Fat being a little bit of a smart ass. I like it. I'm here for it.
But it's not, again, it's not mean. It's just
No.
good natured, like ribbing, like, oh, you
Yeah.
said something weird. Like, everyone's got that thing that they've said, and all their mates still rip the piss out of them about it years down the line. This is one of them.
We had this bit next where she not catches, but she sees the kitchen staff outside, and the chef's pissed because she's poaching his help. You guys have worked in this world. Have you experienced someone trying to directly take your help before?
Not
Anybody?
directly.
No.
No.
Not directly. I've been approached by places.
So
to,
by,
for
yeah.
me
Me
to go
too.
to.
Yeah.
But I've not witnessed other people have it happen to them.
Keep your staff happy. I'm more inclined to stand about.
But also like you wouldn't go right up to the place, would you, and ask them?
Not
Like
out the back in the piss-soaked alleyway where everyone's having a smoke and just
And
a
it's,
vent.
it's like it's the most chicken shit way to do it. Though. She's like, "Oh, I heard about this place."
Yeah, I heard about it.
Not even I'm doing it. Yeah.
I mean,
But again,
you
it
might wanna
shows
go
that-
over there.
You guys
shows
have because
that
I heard
Syd-
there's this really cool restaurant that's hiring just down the road. They got smoke, they got cigarettes and everything. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got
my
a ball pit.
God.
It shows that Syd is just really shit with people.
Yeah.
Yep.
She can't even like
Honestly,
poach staff properly.
Yeah, like she's just like again. I think it's a lot of like trying to run before she can walk with a lot of this
Yeah.
stuff. Like there's stuff that she's like, "I'll do this," where it's like, well, she's probably not the best suited person to be doing that. Right.
When I worked. Go ahead, Jay.
You'd think it would be like someone like Sugar who'd be dealing with all like the like advertising and hiring side of things, rather than Sydney, who's also trying to put a menu together with Carmy, and that could be why she's getting shit wrong with that. Because she's got a sort of like handed too many pies sort of thing.
Juggling too many balls.
Yeah. But yeah, she's just
Whereas the only thing we see Sugar do all this whole episode is drink a coffee, which best be decaf.
Right. Yeah. No kidding. Yeah. I worked in a.
those three lads as well. You know that's a banging Cuban restaurant.
It was River North, wasn't it?
Oh,
Was
you
it?
don't see the back of it, don't you?
Yeah. She walks past. You see the sign River North.
Oh, there you go. When I worked in the grocery business, I had someone call me in the store one night from a competitor because someone went there from us and mentioned me. Basically, not flat out saying, "Would you want a job?" Wanted to talk to me and stuff. And I'm like, I got very offended by that because I'm like, if you're willing to do that, and when you know I'm at work, like if this person knows me, they could have texted me on the sly and said, "Hey, they kind of are talking about you here because I called you up." But I'm like, you're the boss and you're calling me directly at the store. Isn't that conflict of interest? Isn't that weird?
It's a bit
They didn't see a
shaky,
problem.
but, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm interested because I don't
Also,
know.
Why would they then do that to you and replace you with someone else? You know, it's not good business practice.
I agree. Yeah. Another good song here, Future Perfect by the Durruti Column, which I've never heard of that group, that act, that band, whatever they are. Syd's back on the train. Nothing from Carm yet. We see more food being prepared, and she is still eating. And my notes say it's 9:25 a.m. and I need breakfast desperately. The montage can.
Just Joe. Ruthie Column are from Manchester.
Yeah, I think it's all them lads that walk in just on top of each other's shoulders.
They're a post-punk band from 1978.
I've never heard of them, but I'm going to give them a look up because, yeah, it's a good song. But yeah, it is one
for punk.
I mean, it doesn't really sound. It's not like Buzzcocksy sort of stuff, is it? But could be that like new wave avant-garde sort of stuff. But, there's also just like lovely shots of the city all the way through this as well, which is one of the things the Bear does really well, is just showing you like Chicago as
it makes Chicago look incredible. Either by showing you its food and its restaurants, or just by showing you its architecture. It really captures like the soul of the city and like.
But the food, the noodles. There's that like rice, the fried egg on it that I would murder a boy for.
Those gyoza look good as well.
Yeah.
Did I say about the time I had gyoza and my watch thought I was having a heart attack because I was that happy?
We're calling you an ambulance, Joe. And
it's like, no, I'm just eating banging food, mate.
Yeah, they see ravioli, crackers, so we get the montage has like there's a ferry and there's ducks and there's produce and there's beef and there's pasta. And then suddenly there's pics of Sydney growing up. And one of the pics is with her mom, which looks like a real pic, not a doctored TV show pic.
Hey, that's one of my favorite bits from doing Hallmark films was the badly photoshopped.
Where things don't look, they don't match at all.
Everyone's head's the wrong. It's like when Michael does the Photoshop in The Office. Like, it's just terrible.
Oh, man, it's good. Another song here, To Make You Happy by Tommy McGee is playing. It's nighttime now. Sid's been out the entire day. She's having some dessert, and it's a Sunday. Hey, look out. And this looks amazing as well. By the way, my kid always had to have the cherry on the Sunday every time. We'd just give him our cherries, and got to the point we'd have to give him for a little bowl of cherries with his ice cream. It became a thing.
This thing looks like the Ziggy Piggy from Bill and Ted that they keep holding. Like, it's huge, this thing.
Forgot about that joke.
Set them glass. Yeah.
I can't believe we've never done Bill and Ted. We've never done Bill and Ted, have we, on the 6M? I don't think we have.
I don't think. Well, not since I've been listening. Anyway,
I don't think we have. The bit where Bill and Ted are telling Napoleon it's not going to work, and he goes, "I don't think it's going to work." And he goes, "No," and then he just takes the stick and clears the whole table, and just destroying everything. Oh God, it's so good.
Genghis Khan, who totally destroyed most of Western Europe and also destroyed the local sports store not an hour ago. Yeah, it's a good.
It's great.
They're all good, actually. The third one's all right.
Yeah, same. Yeah, she, let's see, she ends up at the beef, and Carm just opens the door as if to say, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, this is probably not going to end well. The guys are there, and the place is gutted.
Yeah, they've knocked that back wall through.
Yeah.
So all of that carefully taking down the signs and stuff was...
Yeah, Sweep's trying to be careful with the sign and it fell and everything. Fact says, well, you got wood rot, you got termites, you got roaches, you got dead raccoons.
Raccoons?
Plural raccoons. Yeah. And rotted wood. So obviously the wall is fucking gone. This isn't a facelift anymore. And Carmen says, you know what, pal? I think you might be right.
To be fair, it looks a lot better. Like
some more open space.
Radio
right.
up, haven't they? Yeah.
I also like the fact when they walk in, Richie, you're just sweeping shit everywhere. I'm sweeping into the same pile of shit you're sweeping it into.
So she is very bothered by this. So someone tell me why she shouldn't be bothered by this, because I'm so on her side at this point.
I kind of get Carm's point, though. It was like, well, it needed doing.
But they're partners.
It was unavoidable. So
it's back. We've got 11 weeks.
I can see Carm's point of view, and also because the way he says, well, what should I have done? Because we still needed to. We still would have been knocking down the wall regardless.
Regardless of whether they've talked about it or not.
Yeah, I would have just been telling you that we've had to knock the wall down.
Yeah.
What
were you going to say? No, don't do that. It has to happen.
I think this feels like, because Sydney's been, obviously, everyone's been saying about partner and all that, and she's been getting in her own head about it all day. I think she's making a bigger deal about it than she should be. Because I get a point of view where it's like, well, Carmy probably should have told her, but if it's one of those things where we're going to have to rip this wall down regardless, it's not like the biggest. It's not like a huge deal that he's not told her, because it's like, well, we would have had to do it regardless. Like what input she gonna be able to put on that?
Yeah,
like that. It's like a too many cooks thing. It's like it's like she wants to be part of that, but with that, it's.
Do you know what they need to do? They need to sit down and say, right, going forward, any problems that arise in this area, you deal with them. Any problems that arise in this area, I'll deal with them. So, if there's a building issue, maybe that's a Carmy thing. If there's a staffing issue, maybe that's a Sydney thing. Instead of having to, because I agree, you can't have this process where you have to run everything by everyone, because
nothing gets done.
Paralysis, especially when you're on a tight deadline. Nothing will get actioned ever if everyone has to see everything before it happens. But you need to make sure everyone knows what their area is, what they're dealing with. And again, this was look, Jay, we're going to boil down to. We're going to put this into a bin, which we're going to be using a lot this series, called problems that would be solved instantly if Carmy and Sydney had a 5-minute conversation.
Yeah, which we've already had a few things like that. He does
50-gallon bin.
Do the thing as well.
It's a 50. It's huge. It's getting bigger.
It's more of a ball pit, actually.
It's a ball pit.
Yeah.
Except the balls have spikes on them. It's not about getting her permission. It's just about,
keeping someone in the loop.
Shit went down. Don't come back early. Do what you got to do. Everybody's good, but we'll talk about it when you get here. That's all the guy had to do.
About her feeling validated, isn't it? About her feeling
But also, the way it's happened, it feels like, because she didn't realize Carmy was there. So the way that's played out to me kind of makes me think that maybe he's literally, they've Fax called him or Richie's called him, and then Carmy's just got not long got there himself.
I agree with that, but she don't know that. To your point, that's not how it appears to her.
But,
right?
But also, she's not making a big deal about the fact he's not told Sugar. She's the other partner.
Well, to defend her, how do we know that? How does she know that he didn't tell her?
Yep. Well, because he says, well, what am I meant to do in this situation? Tell me what I need to do better next time. He asks that. So from that, it kind of alludes to the fact that he's probably not told Sugar either. And literally, she gets there. The first thing he does is say, "Look, this has happened. Let me show you this." And
I do like that he does that to her. I appreciated that gesture, honestly. But you disagree, Joe, don't you?
I feel like it's a cop out.
Oh, him doing that?
Yeah, he told about it last time, and now he's like, "Oh, I can just do that all the time." Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't mean anything if you don't mean it. It's just the word.
You're right. You're right.
But also, I think it's probably he's trying to keep the focus on. Look, we've got to get this restaurant ready in 11
weeks.
We've got to. We can't get like bogged down and arguing about little shit like this when now that's created a bigger issue for us.
Yeah, a giraffe is a horse designed by a committee. Some things don't need running past people. This needed doing.
What a great line. Is that you or is that from something else? That is
that's
wonderful.
That's a well-known thing, yeah.
You should have took credit for that because I didn't know.
No, because someone will come at me then, won't they?
And also,
little Jimmy Giraffe.
If we want to get into it, like look at last season when she took the fucking plate out to the like she was doing all kinds of shit without like running it past Carmy. She was just doing it off her own bat.
I get her point of she's gone out. They were supposed to go out today and have a day of eating and palling about and a kind of relax, a reset. That's what they were calling it. And he's been that off. And then all these people have been, whispering in her ear while she's eating big tomatoes. And it's a Lord of the Rings. I can't remember the guy's name. And Wormtongue, yeah. And then they're going, oh, make sure you trust your party, you come back. He's knocked the wall down. And you didn't think to tell me. How can I trust you now? And it's like, what's this Hawaiian shirt you're wearing?
If you remember earlier in the episode when Sydney's reaction to being told to go and do something else was, oh, you're sending me home. Her first paranoid thought was she was being sidelined. And now it feels like Carmy has sent her out onto these restaurants I'm not saying this is the case, but he's done that to get her out the way so that they can do boy stuff and make the big boy decisions.
You're making my case for me. I didn't even think about that, but that's probably what that character's thinking. Yeah, let's get the girl out of the way. Because Richie couldn't help himself. He had to go, ooh, at her.
Richie said, I'm surprised she didn't just go, fuck off, Rich. Because she don't take no guff from him. She stabbed him in the ass.
Stab him again, yeah. Be like the carnival thing where he's throwing knives he stands against the board and she's throwing them at him. Sydney she makes a call, cashes in a favor, borrows a kitchen. This is the kitchen, another real place, a Michelin starred Chicago restaurant called Elske. She is greeted by the real-life chef and co-owner David Posey, who makes a brief cameo appearance. He says, hey, we're hiring if this doesn't work out. She just says, stop. So that was very cool.
We're hiring if you look.
Yep.
Just don't.
She's making ravioli, trying to get it right. She has a plate in front of her, in her head from before with the ravioli, cheese, sauce, and garnish. She makes it, and it's not good. She spits it out. She's obviously frustrated. Sydney, my notes here I've got, she's beside herself. It's not been a very productive day. At least not the end result. What she wanted to do wasn't productive. She's feeling alone, left out of the loop, unsure of what she's doing. The guy who's supposed to be her partner is a big reason for this, whether it's warranted or not. And we feel her frustration. And the show...
Also, I think I get the feeling like that the dish she's trying to make, she's trying to. I think that's been the problem with Sydney and a lot of him anyway. It is she's trying to cram too many ideas into a dish. Like this dish, it seems like it's got like little bits of all. And she tried a lot of different things today, and she's trying to marry this all together. She's trying to, like you said before, Jay. She's doing too much. She's trying to run before she can walk.
Ultimate fusion.
Yes, it is. It is hipster fucking chaos menu bullshit, isn't it? And yeah, it just sucks because so there's a reason why you don't put burnt grapefruit on salad because
I mean, I'd give it a whirl, but to be fair, that just looked like delicious, like cheese ravioli. Then it's been fried off.
It was probably had some weird hipstery.
Oh, it probably had like a dodo egg in it or something. Yeah,
a donut egg.
But yeah, she spits it out because, and I think that's the frustration is that all of this is what's been achieved today. It all amounted to nothing. She went out and had all this nice food, but she couldn't come up with anything useful from it. She couldn't get any useful. And is this a thing like if Carmy was there, would she feel? Would she have managed to focus it better? Does she feel like are we going back? There's an underlying theme of confidence here, isn't it? Are we going back to Sydney? Sydney doesn't feel confident enough to make these decisions and to focus these ideas down without Carmy there to help her.
Well, she's
they're
like
partners.
This is the third time she's like messed up like a dish that they're trying to make as well. Like, so maybe she needs Carmy as like a sounding board for that because he probably would have said. I think a lot of it again. It's poor management from Carmy because he's letting him make mistakes to try and like then form her own conclusion.
And some people learn from making mistakes, but Sydney's confidence is fragile. Like he knows that her business has failed, and she's got this imposter syndrome, the same as him, and so he should be identifying that what she needs is support and guidance. Not some people you can just throw them out there and they'll fuck it up and they'll figure it out. Sydney's not that person. She needs focus and she needs tuition. She needs teaching and she needs like helping along, and he's not doing that whatsoever. Because no one did it to him. He was given tough love when he broke in. So we're back to the theme, aren't we, of revisiting the trauma and like carrying it on to the next person and trying to break that cycle. And that's what Carmy's once again slipping back into that pattern of not failing to do.
This episode wraps up with "I Like the Things About Me" by Mavis Staples, who is a freaking legend.
Oh, what a song! What an absolute song!
Great song that is. I know a lot of her stuff, but I didn't know this one.
But it's just Sydney's like head down exasperation.
Yeah.
That kind of cements it. And like Lacey said, like the day's been a waste. I've done all this and I've come away worse off, if anything.
And Debris does such a great job in this. You know, we praise Backrack, and we should, for the times he has no lines, but she's great here. You can just feel she is ready to put her fist through the wall
the
or go cry.
Is like powerful, isn't it? It's
frustration and
from out of the scene.
And it's very really well done with just nothing other than just head down, wanting to cry but too angry to cry,
just too exhausted,
and not knowing what to do.
She's just too knackered to cry. She's got nothing left at this point. Actually, like emotionally, she's just drained.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the spaces in between sometimes.
Yeah, no doubt. That's episode 3, kids, in the bag. See you later. No, I'm kidding. That's episode 3 in the bag for season 2. And but when we get to 5, it'll feel like, wow, we're to 5, and then we'll get there. But right now it feels like we've got so much more show to go. But we do. It's a good thing. Like, I'm looking forward to it. Lots more opportunities for people to disappoint each other and to let each other down, and for chaos and facts and everything. Multiple facts. The Council of Facts is coming, everybody.
Yeah.
Jay, let's go back around the horn. Let's get your final thoughts on this one. What you got?
As I say, there's cracks starting to show. Obviously, the communication between everyone is terrible, and that's definitely gonna end up being completely fine. I think this did a lot of like. It did a lot to set up like where obviously there's going to be more issues coming, whether that's with the menu, with Sydney like fucking up the everything, or where it's with like Carmy just being shit at communicating with seemingly everybody, or Fact just putting his foot on the fucking oven. But yeah, I think it's definitely filling me with more and more dread.
You gotta beef it up. You gotta ramp up that dread. The longer the note, the more dread.
Yeah, the simmering dread is it's making it a difficult watch.
Yeah. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, it's kind of a nothing episode. Nothing big happens, but it is one of those character development episodes where we find out a little bit more about Syd, about her incredible lack of confidence, and the fact that she thought she had a partner in Carmy, but if he can't, again, I'm kind of it's 6-1 after us than the other with that. What good would have Colin her done? But it would have been nice to have been kept in the loop. It's that sort of thing. But, and again, as Jay said, like looking forward, it's only going to get worse.
Spoiler alert, everybody. Just saying. Yeah, it's Holy Lord. What do you think, Daisy?
Yeah, it was a really like nice, different feeling episode, as you said, Tom. We're used to seeing like Jeremy Allen White or Ebon Moss-Backrack carrying these like big emotional beats and having these big sort of character moments built around them. So to see Ayo Edebiri have a shot to do it as well was really cool. To focus almost entirely on like one of the female characters in the show was really cool. I saw a really good point when I was looking at the reviews for this episode. Someone else said I think it was really really important to have a woman just eat a lot of food, which flies in the face of like female diet culture as well, which is pretty powerful, which is pretty nice as well. So yeah, it's great to see Sydney getting a lot to do in this episode, and yeah, it was nice to push her character along. We got to see her backstory, we got to see her sort of hopes, fears, dreams, insecurities, like everything laid out there, which was we spend a lot of time seeing that from the men, but so to see it from Sydney was really nice.
Yeah, I agree. She's a pivotal part of this show, and like you can get lost in the Carmen and Richie stuff, and you can even get lost in the facts sometimes too. But like, she's an integral part of this series. There is no doubt about it. Very important part.
Not to reference the Ted Lasso thing again, but it is everyone fuses into this big massive pie, and if you remove one of it, the whole thing falls apart.
Yeah,
and this is the first time we see Sydney as an integral part of it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And also, yeah, I forgot, just watching someone eat a load of food. It's never not fun, is it? YouTube's full of it.
It's true. It's true. Speaking of that, dinner's happening soon, so I'll get there eventually. Bedtime's happening for y'all eventually, but I haven't had dinner yet. So that's it for us, kids. I'm going to go eat, and they're going to go get some sleep shortly. But the joys of distance of time and whatnot. And different sides of the ocean. Yeah. 2 restaurants under Carmy. I don't know.
We're going to go eat, pray, and love. We're going to let you guess which one's doing which.
Right. Yeah, well, yeah, there you go. Simple. I got nothing left. Can you tell? I'm tired. So that's it for us, kids. Thanks so much for watching, for hanging out, as always. Be sure to come back next week. Don't you ruin me, Joe. Don't ruin it. So next week... you can't give him a door. Don't open the door. He'll never shut it. So next week, kids, we're back with episode 4. Don't miss that as we continue to push through season 2. We hope you're enjoying it. Thanks, as always, for hanging out with us, for sharing the show, for doing your due diligence on that. We appreciate it. Remember, none of our content's behind a paywall, although we ought to make you pay for it because it's that good. But we don't, because we're awesome. So thanks, as always, again, for watching. That's all for us, folks. Catch us next week. So for Jay, for Joe, for Big Tasty, I'm Tom. We'll see you next time, kids.